Warm. Always good to see you, brother.
Always good to see you.
Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Happy holidays. Today's show brought to you by Superbook. You can use the code GlennClark23 when you sign up at superbook.com or download the Superbook app. And when you do, you'll receive up to $250 in a same-day first bet match, win or lose. Ravens right now, plus 235 to win the AFC. Plus 550 to win it all. Seems like maybe you get on those numbers because I think they're only going to get smaller. So just get on them right now at Superbook. Tyus, you brought out a guest tonight. You want to make sure you introduce everybody to him?
Yeah, man. This is one of our upcoming players. A lot of people haven't heard his name, but they definitely will in the future. Definitely looking forward to this guy, and his career, especially here in Baltimore. And just a good guy. A guy that I know is going to make some noise in this league really, really soon. And that guy is Josh Ross.
Josh, thank you for coming out, man. Really appreciate it.
Appreciate y'all for having me.
Absolutely, dude. All right, so that was fun, right? On Sunday night, that was a lot of fun. Anybody else enjoy that?
A lot of fun.
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I would like everybody to know I predicted that.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I did. Not
You
the
did
actual.
say multiple scores. That's true.
Yeah,
You said multiple
I
scores.
was not fazed at all by Jacksonville for some reason. I don't know. I just felt like the Ravens were going to go in there, take care of business by multiple scores.
Yeah. Get in, get out.
Yeah, yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
And that's what happened. You get in, you get out.
Exactly what
Exactly.
happened. The way that you guys do it, it's not, again, winning a game is one thing. It's always good to win a game. To dominate defensively, to allow just 7 points against Trevor Lawrence and a first place team. I maybe we say every win means the same. We talked about this after the Rams game, right? It's a win, it's a win, it's a win. But do games like that feel a little bit different? Do you come out of that like a little bit more of, yeah, this is who we are?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you talk about a playoff team, one of the top AFC teams, and just for us to go into that type of environment, which was crazy, a ton of energy, and to go out there and handle business, in their home stadium. I mean, that was quite a show for us. And like I said, we just played together. We played hard. We made the plays that we needed to make, and we did what we need to make sure that they didn't get in the end zone. And our offense came and did their job as well, made the plays that they needed to make, and the score shows exactly what we did. So.
No doubt.
Speaking of I'm sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Just to add too, as a young guy in the building, seeing our defense this whole season, man, it's actually been a pleasure to see just week by week how much our defense communicates together, how good of a leader Roquan is, how he come in the building every single day. It ain't no surprise to me this past game, how well we dominated, into the future, just how close our defense is as one. We work together as one, and like dudes is really like, you can feel the energy when you walk into the facility every day. Like dudes is ready to work for each other, and it's live to see, definitely.
I love that. No, I mean, like, I'm like, oh, I'm fired up. Because like Roquan came in and I'm like, because Roquan is definitely like intense on camera or intense in sound bites. You're saying he's just as
Those
intense.
pregame speeches.
Yeah, you're saying he's just as intense. Like, that's the real deal.
Oh, no, that's the real deal.
Okay.
That's the real deal. Them pregame speeches going to have you ready to run through a wall for sure. No, for real. I'll be ready.
Learning from his mentor, I'm sure, Ray Lewis, that is.
No, for real. But just seeing that dude come to work, how he come to work every day, how he say hello to everybody in the building, how he know everybody's name, like all of that, I feel like that's a key piece to why our defense is like together as glue right now and just continuing to go up. So it's a pleasure to be there and to continue to work and get better, perfect my craft, and see our defense ball too.
Absolutely. Back to, making the plays on offense. I know you guys, I don't want us to get complacent with how great Lamar Jackson is in terms of the things that he turns water into wine, for lack of a better term, right? I mean,
the Messiah.
I'm just making the point that he'll make something out of nothing, right? And you look at, the play against Smoot, and Smoot is on him. I mean, Smoot is on his ass, and he is like, he gets out of the sack and Smoot probably thinks he closes in and then he makes this ridiculous throw down the field. Like when you see Lamar in his element doing this, does it ever get old to you guys? Like I don't want us to get used to it. I always want to be like, oh my God, every time he does something like that.
I mean, you talk about professional players and you just see, and you're a defensive player, and when you get against other quarterbacks, how easy it is to get there, to get guys down, and sometimes how hard it is to get guys down. And just to see a guy like Lamar, I mean, especially the moves he make and how he's just able to get out of it. Honestly, it's still a sight to see, regardless of his name and who he is and what he's done in the past. It's always amazing to see a guy like that make plays, for this team.
Josh, Tyus has been here for all of it, right? Like he's seen literally every play Lamar's ever made. When you
OD.
arrive, you have been obviously watching him from afar, but to see it in person, right? Like, can you possibly describe like what it's like the first time you're like, oh my God, this guy, TV can't even do it justice sometimes.
So I'm gonna be real. Like I practice against this dude every day, and one of the first things I notice is his release is so fast. Cause when I practice, I be trying as a linebacker break once his hand come off the ball, but his release is so quick that it's hard to get a jump on breaking. That's like football terms, but in other words, without the running, that dude is ridiculous.
Right.
When you add the element of scrambling and getting out the pocket and all the trickery he do behind there, it's wild to see.
It almost feels like he's daring, right? Like it just almost feels like he's playing a different game. Y'all want to come? Why don't you just stand right there and let me go ahead and do what I'm about to do? Because the moment you do something, you're gonna end up looking really stupid in the process.
Pretty much, man. I mean, like I said, we've all practiced against Lamar. I mean, whether it's ones and twos, whatever it is. I mean, we went against him, and you always wonder how he get that ball off. How did he get out of this pocket? Is he okay? Just with everything.
That dude is different.
It's just one of those type of guys that's like, man, he's really a threat, and you just don't want to have to be in a situation where you got to get this guy down. And that just tells you the type of guy he is, the type of player he is, man. It's just amazing to be a part of.
Do you have an all-time favorite Lamar play? Do you have one that because for me, it's the he is Houdini run against the Bengals. Like that.
Yeah.
Is it that or is it Kevin Harlan?
Kevin Harlan helped.
Is he pumping you up to make that the best moment?
He is Houdini thing, just a 10 out of 10. But the whole play was magic.
Yeah, man, that's tough. I remember it was one play that he did against the Texans. It was a few years back, maybe his first year that he actually started. And it was just a zone read and pretty much shook a dude, threw the ball over his head, and then went again, did another one, broke one, seen the dude, stopped on a dime, let him fly wherever he was about to fly to, and then kept going. He didn't see the dude on his opposite side, but he seen it last minute and protected himself. But I was like, man, just the awareness, the reaction, the speed, the quickness, everything in one. When you really look at that play, and it's like, if this was any other quarterback, that's a tackle for a loss.
Yep.
And for him to just do that all in one and see that, I was like, oh my goodness, man, this is crazy. This is going to be exciting seeing this guy.
Josh, do you have a favorite one?
So I can't remember the team specifically, but it was when I was in college. It was 2 or 3 years ago. I think it was in his MVP season. But this dude took a 60-yard scramble to the crib, spin move. I don't know if
Was that
That's
the
the Bengals.
that was the
That's the same.
That's the
Yeah,
Bengals
that's the
game.
same.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
He is
play.
Houdini.
Yeah.
He is Houdini.
That
Yeah,
was
that was
Bengals
crazy.
game.
Hey, if you or a loved one has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit helpmygambling.problem.org for free confidential services. Tyus Bowser Show, Press Box and 105.7 The Fan. All right, Josh, your history with Mike McDonald, right? Did you kind of always assume, I'm gonna be in Baltimore? That's where I'm gonna be. Where else could I possibly be?
Yeah, it's wild to think about, so my last year at Michigan, I was at Michigan for 5 years. I stayed for my 5th year, and this is the season after we went 2-4, COVID year. We was terrible. The building was terrible. The culture was terrible. And, we needed a change. And Coach Jim Harbaugh brought in Mike McDonald as our defensive coordinator. And right off the rip, I could tell, the type of guy he was, the type of coach he was, but just how willing he was to collaborate and not only like dictate and say it's his way or the highway, but allow all of the leaders, allow the whole team to work together. And it kind of built to what we did my last year at Michigan. Moving to the Ravens, seeing seeing Coach McDonald flourish as a coach, how much he's grown, like the type of dude he is, what he's calling, how everybody buys into his plan and his mission for our defense. It's live to see. I'm not gonna lie, but I could not call it that I was gonna be in Baltimore and Coach Mike was gonna be.
You weren't like already looking for a place in like March. Like I better already start scoping out like apartments in Baltimore.
Man, I was straining, getting ready for the combine. End up going undrafted, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna roll with Baltimore for sure.
That's what's up. It's a question though, since you've known McDonald quite a few years, right? Is there something that we don't know about him, like from a personality perspective? Does he does something quirky?
So we've had a history in Baltimore of like Rex Ryan,
Yeah.
Chuck Pagano,
Yeah.
and these like over the top personality dudes.
And
Mike
he
Mc-
seems kind of reserved. Like he
Yeah.
comes off a
What-
little reserved.
What do you know about the
Does
guy?
he like karaoke? Like what?
His sense of humor is funny. His sense of humor funny because he is like he got a little bit of awkward in him. Like he a
It's
little
like
awkward.
a dry sense.
Yeah,
It's like
but
an awkward
He's
dry
a
sense.
he's a Seinfelder.
He's not, but he like to throw in like a few jokes about certain type of things, and he just be waiting just for a reaction. He's like, I guess y'all haven't seen this. Y'all don't know what this is, and then he try to play it off, and it's like, yeah, coach, you took the L on this one,
it's funny too. I remember one of the first memories I had of Coach Mike at Michigan was like every joke, like Tabo was just saying, like every joke that dude talk about, it's about a movie reference that you might not have heard of. And he's like, you never heard of that? I'm like, nah.
This is me dealing with all of the young people that I work with. Like this actually sounds strikingly familiar when I try to make like a reference to Tommy Boy, and they're all like,
Yeah, we tried that. Never.
"You're 100 years
Do
old."
you know what Tommy Boy
I
is?
don't.
Okay, well there it is.
Not at all.
We're continuing the trend here, so never mind.
Exactly what I was gonna get with that.
But I wasn't a big movie guy growing up, though.
Yeah, this was a pretty popular one. I'm not.
I seen Tommy Boy.
Okay,
I seen Tommy Boy.
somebody sing
Thank
Tommy.
I'm gonna have to look this up during the break.
If I did like fat guy in a little coat,
You wouldn't know the reference,
Fat-
Tyus. But would you, Josh? Would you know the reference? Because that was in the movie.
It was. I seen the movie.
You just don't remember? Okay,
I don't
alright.
remember.
Look, man, I'm gonna settle for that. Like, I'm just gonna settle for Josh has seen the movie, and that is beyond good enough.
All right, one more question. Do you know who Outkast is?
Of course.
Oh, okay. Ooh,
Sorry, Miss
Thank
Jackson.
you.
We wouldn't
You don't know the
possibly-
struggles we've been through.
Yeah, we went
And
through
learning.
a real bad situation where
Pat Ricard,
Pat Ricard mentioned who was it?
Big Boy.
He thought,
Boy,
yes,
he thought the song "Who Let the Dogs Out"
it was
was
Outkast.
Outkast.
It was the darkest moment of the
Very,
history of the Tyus
very
Bowser
dark
Show.
moment.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's
right.
As long as you know who Outkast is, you good with me.
Yeah,
So we're
we-
good.
We
here.
are
That's a
all
classic.
good in that department. Tyus, from your perspective, you didn't have the history with Coach McDonald the way that Josh did, right? Like when he arrives, what did you know about him? And what have you seen from him? Like how has he changed in just the short time since he's gotten here and meshed with you guys? And I'm not trying to give him the credit for how good the defense is, because clearly, y'all have some pretty damn good players. But it happens to be that you both have a coordinator that's come in and a unit that's done nothing but improve since he's gotten here.
Well, I've known Mike McDonald since my first year in the league. He was a linebacker coach at the
I
time.
always forget
Yeah.
that. I
Yeah.
always,
You know, I'm a little bit older.
always forget.
I'm a
that,
little bit
you
older. I
actually
don't want to tell people I'm older, but yeah, I'm a
And
little.
yet you haven't seen Tommy Boy.
I have not.
Not acceptable.
But just with Mike, man, just being a player under him as when he was a linebacker coach, and just learning from him, you could just tell how intelligent he is, and just how well he knew the playbook, and just different terminology, different things that he sees, and it just made so much more sense. And he was definitely a guy that I went to when I was younger, just learning coverages, learning the reasons of different situations, the down and distance to the 2 minutes, what to expect, like all different types of points that it was like, man, like I never thought of this, and this is good for me moving forward as a player to learn the game of football and playing defense and what to expect, different routes, how to drop and coverage, how to, what the communication is in the back end. All of that stuff played a huge part. And, he ended up leaving the Michigan and then, found out that he was deciding to come back to be the defensive coordinator. And part of me felt like that was going to be a case for him. Number one, when he was at Michigan, I was like, I can see him being this, and just for it to, make a full circle for him to be the defensive coordinator with the Baltimore Ravens, it just made things way more easier because, like you said, you got a leader, you got a guy who is confident in his defense, who's confident in his playbook and the plays that he has, and he's gonna stand on what he says, what he does, but he's also open to wanting to hear what the players have to say because we always talk about it being a players first, game. And he wants to make sure that we're all on the same accord, that we're all on one understanding. If there's something that maybe we see because we're on the field that he doesn't see, then he's open to listening to that. And if it makes sense, then he's open to doing it. If there's a way, for us as rushers to be able to get in a certain type of front to where it helps us get to the quarterback. Or even so, it's like, man, let's get y'all to rush. We got to get y'all to rush, man. So we're going to put y'all in a situation to go out there and do what we paid y'all to do. And to have a guy like that that's open to doing that, you really appreciate guys like that because that helps you flourish as a player, but it also helps you develop trust in a guy like that to want to play even hard and do the things that you need to make it successful.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Would y'all make some noise one more time? Tyus Bowser, Josh Ross. Hey, Great Eights Memorabilia is getting into the live music business. You can find out more at great8smemorabilia.com with the number 8, the bonfire sessions in January, some live concerts in February. Again, great8smemorabilia.com. When we come back in, unfortunately, not all good news from Sunday. We'll talk about the unfortunate part of Keaton Mitchell going down. And let's get that Lamar for MVP campaign rolling. Let's get into that. We'll do that next. It's the Tyus Bowser Show, Press Box 105.7, The Fan.
I'm gonna get an order now. Honey Old Bay wings.
Okay. Okay, and do you want, ranch or blue cheese?
Ranch.
Ranch, you got it.
Thank
Great. Thank you.
I'm a judge though. Correct answer, blue cheese.
What?
Always, always.
I like blue cheese too.
I can't do the blue cheese. I might be too young. For blue cheese.
All right, we're gonna have to have this conversation now.
I didn't, I
Yeah.
just started. I'm big.
Yeah.
I just,
Well, then we won't have to fight about it. We can just, yeah, we can.
if I can get both, I'll do
All right, we ready?
Water, yeah. Yes,
Good.
thank you, boo.
Welcome back in for segment number 2 of the Tyus Bowser Show. Press box in 105.7 The Fan. Glenn and Reeta, Tyus and Josh Ross. We are live at the Hamilton Sports Bar and Grill out here on Hartford Road, 5506 Hartford Road, hamiltonsportsbar.com. Reeta is a regular. Reeta is here, I'd say basically every week.
Shout out to my lady bartenders. They know all of they know my food. I come in here, they say, my girl, she know my stuff. She be like, you coming to get the regular? I be like, yep, I'm coming to get the
I
regular.
saw it, and what is the
I know
regular?
what you-
I get the salmon. What I get? Boom.
Salmon, rice, and broccoli.
That's my joint.
That's what
the
I just
play.
ordered.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite dish here.
Guys.
Hey, let me know next time you come through.
I come here literally once a week. I'm not joking. I
Let-
come here once
me
a
know-
week.
let me know.
Okay, absolutely.
This is the spot. Ugly sweater contest this week. It is actually Thursday night at 7 o'clock. Karaoke.
Wednesday.
Krebs.
It's Wednesday.
Sorry, today is Tuesday, isn't it? That's every Wednesday, not every Wednesday, this Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Karaoke and Crabs every Monday with DJ Chanel B at 7 o'clock. Poker and Spades every Tuesday at 7 o'clock here at the Hamilton Sports Bar and Grill. I thought we might have gotten to a small tiff during the break because you ordered Honey Old Bay wings, but you went ranch instead of blue cheese.
Both of them did. Josh too.
I'm
We
a,
did. but-
I'm a ranch guy.
Okay, so Tyus, you just prefer ranch. You're not anti-blue cheese.
Oh, not at all. Like I like blue cheese.
Because the correct answer,
It's not the correct
it's the
answer.
correct answer.
not the correct
This
answer.
is a cultured conversation.
This is not.
And we just
the
might be
correct-
realizing that you're not ready for this cultured adult conversation.
That's your opinion.
you
You
just
are
might not be
entitled to
prepared
your
for
own
this.
opinion. We do live in
Correct
America.
Answer.
That's your opinion.
Sometimes we do. Josh, are you like afraid of blue cheese?
To be honest, it's just like, what is blue cheese doing for me? Like,
What
I
is
don't-
it doing?
What is
for
it
you?
doing for me?
It's giving you texture. It's giving you life, my friend.
The
What do you mean, what
texture
is-
is actually what I don't like, but the flavoring is what I prefer.
It's like chunky. Like,
And yes, but it's cheese. You like cheese, right?
I'm not like cheese. I just feel like ranch with wings is just a better combo. That's me though.
Blue cheese, though. I used to be you. I was that person. I was like
She saw the
ranch only, and then one time they gave me blue cheese by mistake, and I was like, "Wow, this is the best ranch I ever had." And the lady was like, "Oh no, that was blue cheese," and I was like, "So y'all been telling me I'm late to the party?"
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
quite
I mean,
silly.
part of me has had that same situation where they didn't have ranches. Like we got the blue cheese, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try it out. I'm like, yo, this is
And you
good.
realize it's better, and you
I
should
didn't say it
improve your
was
life
better.
moving
I didn't
forward.
say it was better,
And
but I
never-
said I liked it, and I'm okay with it. They want to give me ranch and blue cheese with my wings. I eat them. I eat it with both.
So I got a question. What's the difference between ranch and blue cheese?
I'm gonna tell you because I'm glad you asked that. Thank you.
Rita's prepared to deliver a
Thank you.
dissertation.
I'm gonna tell you the difference. I'm gonna tell you why I don't
Like,
love
Rita's like, this is why I went
ranch
to
is cool,
college.
right? I do like ranch. It's cool. But you know why I don't love ranch? Because when I found out it's just mayo with spices and I don't really like mayonnaise, I was like, oh, never mind. That's where I stand with that.
I'm gonna be honest. I did not know that.
See?
Yeah, yeah. Now, how you feel about yourself?
I didn't know either,
Yeah,
but
how you
ranch
feel
still
about
tastes
yourself?
good. It ain't going nowhere.
Mayo
I
with
don't
spices?
I don't love mayonnaise. I
I
like
like mayonnaise.
I don't you know, you don't want your sandwich to be dry, so you put mayonnaise
I feel like
on
she
it.
looked right at me when she said mayonnaise because I'm white. I feel like it was, she looked at the
But do you
white
like
guy.
mayonnaise?
I actually do not. So
Oh.
now how do you feel about yourself?
I was not looking
Yeah.
at you for that reason.
I
However,
feel like that you were.
okay. Well, Thank you, Glenn, for telling us that you do not like mayonnaise. So Glenn and I clearly don't like mayonnaise, so that's probably why we favor blue
Yes,
cheese over
is
ranch.
the correct answer.
I've honestly never knew that, but I mean, I put ranch on literally everything. I mean,
Okay, when
I
you
don't know
say
if that's a.
literally
That's,
everything-
I think that's a southern
No,
thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I was about
What
to
do
say
you-
that's a
you say
southern thing.
literally everything. What do
I
you
mean,
mean?
Not literally everything, but I mean my spaghetti, my pizza.
Spaghetti.
Yes, I put.
Spaghetti?
Yes.
I
Y'all don't
know.
put
I
y'all
don't know
put ranch
about
in y'all spaghetti?
Hmm.
That's wild. Y'all are missing out. That's what you call
On
missing out.
spaghetti?
Yes.
What is it?
Excuse
But
me,
it's
I
just
need
another
security to the table immediately.
These East Coast people, man.
We
Y'all
need to
y'all gotta
contact the
open up your
FBI.
horizons.
I don't know
and
about ranch with spaghetti.
Open up your taste
I don't
buds
know.
to something new.
You know that see something, say something thing?
No.
I need to talk to someone
don't-
about. You gotta.
On my spaghetti, everything. Yes.
Spaghetti?
No,
Yes.
wait.
I'm still on the
I
spaghetti.
can't move on from this.
I'm just
take-
amazed at all these reactions right now. And I'm like,
No,
this
that's-
is
You
normal.
know,
to me.
so here's the thing. I am open to I will eat anything. Okay. I'm one of those people. I will try anything. I'm going to try some spaghetti and put a little bit of ranch on the side.
And it's got you just gotta be light. It ain't even
Do
gotta
you mix it in with the spaghetti?
I
Like
do.
mix it like
Like
sauce?
with meat
no.
sauce.
No. It's just like a little topping. How you would normal spaghetti, you might want to put
So
some
instead
cheese
of like
on top.
Parmesan cheese, I put
No.
ranch?
No, I put my cheese on there and then I add the ranch on the top of it.
Okay.
So do you add it like with every
I'm
bite?
not adding
With every
it-
bite? Or do
No.
you like
It's like I put a plate of spaghetti, put the cheese on there,
Okay.
and I'll put the ranch on top, and then I just eat it. I'm not getting the sauce.
You are out
putting the
here in
ranch
front
on
of
there.
God and everyone telling us this. You could.
I'm interested though. I want to try it. I'm gonna try it.
I don't.
Y'all met my mom. She'll tell you the same thing.
Okay. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna
not-
try it and
I
get
don't
back
know
to you.
about
I
that
think
one?
it's just a southern thing.
I've been to the
Because
South.
obviously
Never
with
seen
the
a single
obviously
person
with the
put ranch on their
reaction.
spaghetti.
Oh my gosh! Oh, what?
I'm telling you, this might be a worse moment than Pat Ricard.
No.
It's in the.
Nah,
course.
nothing's
Nah,
worse than him
nothing
not
worse
knowing
than that.
Outcast.
Come
So
on now.
he
I-
said that they were
Come on.
the who
Ah,
let the
who's the
dogs
dog?
out people. That
It
was
the worst.
Come on.
way
It
off.
was the worst moment.
That's nowhere close.
This was
Nowhere
a rough one,
close.
though. This was a rough one. I don't know how we move on from here. How do we even discuss other topics?
You try it out and then you be like, oh,
I'm gonna
wow,
try
this
it.
actually
I'm gonna
good.
try it and get back to you.
Just how
Do it on-
just how you said with your blue cheese and your ranch and all.
Because
It's
I'm
the same thing.
factually correct about
And
this.
I'm feeling the same way about my ranch.
Oh.
Now how you feel?
Oh,
Not good.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly. I'm reconsidering our friendship. again.
All right,
I'm reconsidering.
Hey man, friends come and go.
It's great.
All right, I'm gonna attempt to bring this show back together
Yeah.
somehow.
Hey,
I'm
man,
gonna
let's
Yeah.
attempt.
reel
So
this back in. Let's
This was-
reel this
this
back
was
in.
low. We talked about all the good, obviously, down in Jacksonville. The bummer is Keaton Mitchell gets hurt. And Tyus, because I know you were talking to Keaton and you were trying to get him to come out one of these weeks. For the rest of us in this city, it's one of the coolest stories that we have ever experienced with the Baltimore Ravens because, like, we know his dad well. Like, he's part of the fabric of this.
Yeah.
And for it to have played out the way that it did, obviously, Orlando Brown had a similar situation, but there haven't been a lot of them over the years. Beyond just being a good story, dude's a hell of a football player.
Really good football player. Exciting
Baller.
football player.
Yeah.
And I mean, we was in team meetings and they were showing a few plays of him. I think it was one of the screenplays or something like that he
Yeah.
had on the sideline and hit him. We was like, man, bro, like you could just hear the reactions of like, man, we missed out. Like we're missing a guy, you know? And it hurts all of us to see that happen. And, you know, unfortunately, it's part of the game and you just hate it to, you know, happen to a guy like that who's worked so hard to get himself back. Cause, you know, he missed part of the season with injury. And I was with him during that time trying to get himself back and just to see the potential and everything that God has in store for this guy, man. It was going to be an exciting career to see this guy, you know, excel. And it still is, you know, it's just part of the, you know, process, part of that journey of him just trying to, you know, get his name out there, just trying to, you know, figure himself out, get himself situated. And I know it's all going to work out. So I'm praying for the guy and speedy recovery.
No doubt, man. Look, guys, he's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just unbelievable, man. What a talent that young man is. Hey, what company has the expertise and technology to make your home substantially more energy efficient, comfortable, and even virus-free? It's AJ Michaels Heating and Air Conditioning in Baltimore and Annapolis at ajmichaels.com. Tyus Bowser Show, Pressbox 105.7 The Fan. Josh Ross is with us as well. We got to get the MVP campaign moving. We got to get it like, I mean.
Well, I went on Peacock today. I went on Brother from Another.
If you guys don't know, Rita's a network television star.
It's not true.
Really?
She is.
No.
Tell us about it.
This is the Tyus Bowser Show, not the
And
Reeta Show.
Tyus Bowser is asking you.
He is the host of the show.
So I go on Peacock, which is owned by NBC, once a week, on a sports show. Michael Smith. Everybody
Yes.
knows Michael Smith.
Yeah.
He's one of the hosts, and Michael Holly that's in the New England area. So sometimes Michael Smith is not available. They asked me to come on and host the show. So today I was on there, and obviously the conversation was about the NFL MVP, and I made a case for number 8.
Thank you.
Felt like I think he's getting more talk now, particularly because Dak didn't play that well in the Buffalo game. But ultimately, I personally feel like if the Ravens come out of there, if they win both games, San Francisco and Miami, I don't think we should have a conversation about anybody else.
Yeah.
And even if you do lose one of those games, we're not going to speak that into existence, obviously, but it depending on how the game is played, and if it's close or whatever, I still feel like Lamar should be the MVP because most valuable player is about the person that's on the field. And Brock Purdy, while I do think he's done great things, is surrounded by elite talent. And I just don't, not to say that our guys aren't elite, because I think that they are great players.
Nice recovery.
Yeah, no, because I do. But I'm just making the point that, the guys that Brock Purdy has had, and when they've been subtracted from his,
He's not the same dude.
he's not the same dude. So I feel like Lamar should win the MVP, but I don't want to be biased here. People are going to say, oh, you're in the Baltimore area. Do you guys feel, I've got to assume you guys feel like Lamar definitely should be up there in terms of candidacy for MVP.
Definitely. Some of the plays that dude makes on a daily basis with ease, not even thinking. It's just like nobody in the league can do that. And honestly, being around that dude every single day, seeing how he practice, seeing how he plays, seeing how he communicates, seeing how he lead, it's a blessing because he a once-in-a-lifetime type player.
Tyus, I feel like Rita's explaining one of the struggles that we have, which is you can look at other guys and say these guys have better numbers, right?
Exactly.
But how do you define, when we talk about valuable, like what he means to this team and what he can do that other human beings just cannot do? Is there a greater word that you can come up with than valuable to describe Lamar Jackson?
No, I think that's the word. Kind of like just what she said. You talk about, like I said, Brock Purdy has played great this entire year. And with the guys he have, it makes his job so much more easier. And you look at us and you see how we use Lamar Jackson. We don't just use him, as far as, facilitating the ball and moving it around, screens and stuff. But we actually have plays for Lamar Jackson to go out there and do what he has to do, And you look at any other quarterback, what other quarterback besides Jalen Hurts are they making a play, a quarterback draw or screen or whatever you want to call it? And you look at a lot of those situations where this past week, trying to get out of stuff like, you seen Brock Purdy getting out of that? No. You looking at Trevor Lawrence getting out of that? No. You looking at a lot of other quarterbacks? Probably the only person, maybe Josh Allen, if Mahomes as well. There's no other person that's doing what Lamar Jackson is doing and going out there and making a play out of it. So those are the things you got to think about. You got to put into play, and along with his numbers, not only run the ball but passing the ball, and not only that, you talk about wins and losses. Top in AFC, that counts as well. So those are things that they got to put out there that they got to look at and be like, man, you look at all the numbers, like you said, all the numbers. What about player-wise, the type of player and what he's been able to do for his team to help them get to where he at, to be able to put up those numbers? That's what all I gotta say.
And to add to the point too, right? We know what this team looks like when Lamar is not there. And of course,
Exactly.
yes, they went to the playoffs last year. So we know that they're still capable of moving forward, but it is a completely different dynamic when Lamar is not out there, which to me is what is an MVP. When that person is off the field, it's a significant
It
loss
shows you the value
of that person. Correct.
Exactly.
Let me have some fun with this one. I'm gonna put both you guys on the spot. We're gonna vote for team MVP in a couple weeks, and I'm just gonna guess Lamar's gonna win because he's Lamar. So Lamar's no longer eligible. Who would you vote for as team MVP?
Team MVP.
Yeah. You want Josh to go first?
Yeah.
Roquan Smith for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Like heartbeat leader. Like I said, the way he carries himself, coming to the building, not only on the field, but like rallying the troops off the field, like I give it to him for sure.
I either give it to him or I give it to Justin Matabike. Those two guys really been balling out. And also one I can't forget is Kyle Hamilton.
Yo,
Yeah, Kyle,
I
Can't forget
mean,
about Kyle.
let's talk about both. I was gonna do this in segment 3. We'll move some things around.
Okay.
Those two dudes that you just named, the way they have become superstars this season. I feel like I will start with Matabike because this is 11 straight games with a sack.
Yeah.
At least a half a sack. Yeah.
That's bonkers.
That's crazy.
We were joking about it with him earlier, like the Aaron Donald thing, but like that's beyond that. Like that is
That's a wet dream for all of us. 11 sacks
and you're a stand-up guy
in a row?
right?
Come on now.
Oh,
This dude and a defensive tackle.
At defensive tackle.
That's insanity.
It
At
is very
defensive
close to
tackle.
like what Aaron Donald can do. I mean,
No,
like
literally.
seriously,
Literally.
it's a conversation that you put with a guy like that.
Yeah.
That guy's about to be paying for everybody's dinners here in a minute. Like that guy's about to be a type of wealthy that I can't even imagine.
Oh yeah, man. He gonna make some big money. But he deserves it. He's
No
earned
doubt.
it. You
He's a
know?
monster.
Yeah.
And then Josh, Kai's brought up Kyle Hamilton. The credit that a lot was made. We didn't know if he was going to play this week, right? Like, and then right out the chute, there he is doing all of it in coverage, TFL. What did I see? He's the only player with double-digit pass breakups and TFLs this season, which is utter insanity. How do you define, because it's not like sacks, we can go and say, hey, this is somebody said. How do you define how good Kyle Hamilton is?
man, that dude he's a freak because not only can he be physical, get in the box and get his hands dirty, but that dude can go to safety. That dude can go from sideline to sideline. He's so long, he's so rangy, he covers so much ground. It's like you can't really put a word for it because he can do so many different things on the field all in one. That dude is ridiculous, and it's a pleasure to see that dude just blossom into like a superstar, and continue to get better. But that dude is ridiculous.
Man. They just don't. Nobody else has one of those dudes.
For real.
It's crazy, man. So let's do this. Let's do a quick. I want to touch on Christmas. Not music. We've done that. We already handled that part. I appreciate it. Y'all missed Tyus singing last week.
You missed it.
That was your
Missed it.
chance.
You missed
Like
it.
that
You
was
missed
the one.
it.
It's never gonna happen again. It took us 3 years to get him to do it once.
What song did you sing?
It was
Let It
yeah.
Snow.
Yeah, let
yeah.
it snow.
See,
I
he
can
was
see
there.
that one.
Yeah,
You know?
it
He
was-
was there, so you knew.
My mom said she wasn't here, so you got to do it again.
Oh man, should have been there, man. It was what a time, man. What a time to be alive.
So, you best gift you've ever given, best gift you've ever received.
Best gift I've ever given.
Mm-hmm. Not to put you on the spot or
Yeah,
anything.
you
Not
are.
to.
You are putting me on the spot right now. You really are.
What about you?
Yeah, about
received?
Yeah.
That I received?
Yeah.
I received a few things, but not too many stuff. I would probably say like a journal. A journal to be able to kind of just write out my stuff, just journal. Never thought that I would do that,
How long ago
but
was that?
this was like 2 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, somebody gave me a journal, and it was just during the time, especially, after I tore my Achilles, I was really going through a lot, and it was just one of those things where just write your stuff out, write out how you feeling, like just don't keep it in. And that's played like a big part as far as me being able to, you know, release stress and things like that. And I'll take it with me whenever I'm off work, whether I'm, running around the monuments or at a
Cool.
game somewhere, or I'm just secluded somewhere. I just take time out just to kind of write out, or if I'm just going through a moment, I'll just sit down, pull out my journal, and I'll just write some stuff. So I thought that was a really cool
That's
gift
awesome.
that I was given.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, that's love.
You got one, Josh? Either way.
I'm
give it-
thinking over here. I'm thinking.
It can even be back to your child.
That's
Yeah,
what I
that's
was
what
gonna
I'm
say. The
The best
first,
gift I ever got was a Super Nintendo, which is going to show my age, man. But that morning I walked downstairs, I said, I lost it. I freaked out, man. I've never been that excited in my life.
I'll tell my age while you're thinking about it. I'm about to tell on myself here. But my favorite is the tie. My favorite gifts was one time I got a strawberry shortcake doll, and one time I got and the Cabbage Patch. Shout out to my mama for finding that Cabbage Patch, because back in the day they was out here like those Tickle Me Elmos. They was beating people up for the Cabbage Patch.
Wow.
So I had a Cabbage Patch. And I had a strawberry shortcake. So I'm definitely telling on myself here.
Yeah, 100%. We showed our age big ways
Yes.
right in that moment, yeah.
so I'll say, back in like 2007, Xbox 360.
Yeah.
Wow.
Great get, like, okay, so little context. My older brother, we 5.5 years apart, James Ross. He used to play the game all the time when I was a kid, and I ain't have a game. He had his game, and I used to watch him play. And I'm like,
wouldn't
bro,
let you play.
Wouldn't let you play his game?
he let me play, but it was under like a condition. Like, okay, if I beat you, you can't play. You can't ask me to play the game no more. Like, just stop.
Wow.
So finally, when it came to day where I can get my own system, I almost shed a tear. I'm not gonna lie to you. I almost shed a tear. It was live.
Did
But
you do the same thing to him? Like you can't.
he was, man, that dude wasn't worried about me.
He didn't care anymore. He was gone, right?
Yeah, he ain't care. He
I
ain't care.
understand that.
No, but I actually found what my favorite gift was. So I was maybe around 12, 13 years, maybe younger than that. And my stepdad bought me a like an actual basketball goal, like a real basketball goal to
Like
put
a
in my
10-foot.
to put in my
wow.
front yard. And I used to always be outside just playing basketball, or I'll go to the park. But I remember him like telling me to come outside, and it was like a big box, probably from here to maybe this speaker right here. And I'm like, what is this? And they pull out the cover, and it's a basketball goal. I nearly cried, man, because I was like, and I was outside with him.
And you were
trying to
12,
pick-
so you were probably already dunking at that point because
Yeah, I was still, I was dunking, doing little windmills like LeBron James out there. But that was definitely a moment I was like, oh my gosh, like this is amazing. Like I don't think there's going to be any other Christmas gift better
And it
than
led
this.
you to a path playing basketball for years to
Exactly.
come. That's awesome.
Yeah.
man.
So Hooper,
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was a hooper.
what
man.
position?
I played shooting guard. Man.
You play shoot guard?
Yeah, I
Word?
played at Houston for 2 years.
No, that's live. I ain't I didn't know that.
It's just
I gotta
fun.
play you a basketball with
Yeah, man.
All right.
You gotta
You
see,
might
you gotta
get
see
your
this
feelings
game.
I can hoop a little, just a
I'm
little
sure,
bit.
I'm sure you
I
can.
got a shot.
I'm sure you can.
Tyus will tell us if you can.
Yeah,
I will
yeah,
tell
like-
you.
He'll come on here and
Yeah,
tell
like,
us the
I'll
Yeah.
tell you if you.
he's told us the people that can't
Yeah,
shoot
Yeah.
correct.
on the team. So
So we'll find out, man.
Just don't ask Josh Bonds, 'cause
Oh,
he beat me a
shoot.
couple times in the,
Josh
around the
Bonds?
world.
Josh Bonds is a good shooter.
Yeah,
Though.
he good
He's a
shooter.
good shooter. Okay.
Don't try to.
All right. We'll see.
Y'all make some more noise for Tyus Bowser, Josh Ross, please. Hey, Reeta and I will be back together on Christmas night. Rita's going out to San Francisco, but she'll be with us for the Project Game Day post-game show. Come join us, facebook.com/PressBox Sports, youtube.com/PressBox Online. It's all brought to you by AJ Michael, Superbook Sports, and HelpMyGamblingProblem.org. We come back in, speaking of San Francisco, we'll get ready for the 49ers. That's next. This is the Tyus Bowser Show. Segment number 3 of the Tyus Bowser Show. Glenn and Rita, Tyus and Josh Ross. We are live at the Hamilton Sports Bar and Grill on Harford Road. Press box and 105.7 The Fan. Wednesday nights here at the Hamilton Sports Bar and Grill. Ladies' night beginning at 7 o'clock. Ladies get free wine
Yes,
with
we
a
do.
food purchase.
Oh, I've been in here on the
Rita has
ladies'
taken
night.
advantage a couple of
You know,
times.
I've been in here getting my
Couple of
free
times.
wine.
You be involved, man.
I'm
I like it though.
I'm always around town.
what's up.
I am
Rita is
that person.
professionally outside.
I am a professional
I
outsider.
need to be with you.
Yeah.
I need to venture.
I find all the cool stuff to go to. So Hamilton is one of those places. They have a DJ essentially every night except Tuesdays.
Happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 4 to 8 p.m. for just $10. Find out more at hamiltonsportsbar.com. Josh, last week we asked Tyus to recreate his reaction to Tylen's punt return. I want to ask you if you'd be willing to recreate something, if you don't mind.
Okay.
So a couple Sundays ago, college football playoff reveal. Michigan announced as number 1. And there's a little drama trying to find out who's announced as number 4. Would you be willing to react how you looked when Alabama was announced as number 4?
Is that how you looked?
Yeah.
But okay, I'm gonna be honest. When the first time I seen a video, I seen it on the internet. I seen
Can
it
I
on
get you to scoot the mic a little bit closer?
Okay,
Thank you.
my bad. So I seen it on Instagram, but when I seen the video of us, us, Michigan, looking at like everybody like, it kind of made me be like,
Yeah, it's a little discouraging.
But I mean, look, we here now. It's another year. We've been there. We've been to the playoffs 2 times. If any year is our year, it's this year, and I just can't wait to watch them boys get the dub. That's all I gotta say.
Why is it different this year?
We experienced it. It's not like I feel like with the playoffs, when it's your first time going, and I speak because the first time was my last year, it's kind of like some players is kind of just like starstruck. It's a lot of media. It's a lot of, it's a nice hotel you at. It's a lot of festivities. And it's like now, we beat Ohio State 3 years in a row. We got a standard that's set now. And it's like at this point, we got experience. We know what it takes. We know what it feel like to go to the playoffs and lose 2 times. And our Blake Horn, captain, Mike Sanderstill, captains,
That's
ballers.
St. Francis's own Blake Horn.
Yep.
Let's make sure we
A
say
dog.
that.
Absolutely.
A dog.
Right?
Yep.
He gonna lead them boys to victory. I totally believe that. I can't wait to see it.
All right, so now we have to get to the difficult part. You proud of all the cheating you're doing up there? You proud of yourself?
Oh.
You proud of yourself, Josh Ross?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I heard you
Uh-oh.
were heavily involved. I heard
I was
sound
right here,
sending
man.
you out, and you were doing some of
Why you
the.
throwing so many shots right now,
I'm
bro?
having fun, man. It's
Goodness
the
gracious,
holidays.
you coming in strong.
Isn't he
Connie
something?
Stallions actually, he stayed at my apartment complex when I was in college.
Did you?
I'm
Wait,
playing. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Yeah, he got
I'm
you
just
back.
playing.
That would-
He was,
Yeah, I know.
he was ready.
I
just got you back.
That would when it was
Is
all
it safe to say that you're going to be a scouter? At
Yeah,
I'm just playing. I'm just joking.
when it was all going on. What was your like? Because I'm sure you heard about it from guys in the locker room. Like, bro, what's up with your boys? Like, I'm sure you got a little bit of that.
Which you saying like in the locker room when I was in the locker
No,
room?
here, yeah,
Here.
here this season.
I mean, I'm not gonna make too many comments because there's nothing I really can say that's gonna validate
Y'all
whatever.
won. That's all
whatever.
that matters. That's what you're saying.
Bottom line is everybody in college still signs. Everybody in college has a report that they look at people doing the signs and get calls to that sign. That's why people change signs every game in college because you got to give signals as a defensive coach to the linebacker. It's not a mic. So it's one of those things like, I'm not saying everybody do that. I'm just saying everybody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody still signs. Everybody try to get an edge. That's just how the game is. Like, it is what it is.
It really isn't saying that like it's this line. I know they're doing it during the bowl games.
Yeah.
Like they still just didn't do the helmet thing. Like for like what? This is major college football we're talking about.
Talking about 100 guys though.
But not everybody's got to get the one dude.
But then that one dude, you just never know what might happen.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know, man.
I think, honestly, with what happened this year with Michigan, I feel like down the road they're gonna eventually put mics in
Yeah.
the signal caller helmet, like a mic or a safety. But I do feel like it's a tough job as a college player to be the signal caller. Though.
Imagine
Like,
playing 100 plays.
I get it.
no,
I get
it's
it.
playing hurry up offense. You blew out. Like,
Exactly.
yeah.
You're gonna get subbed and you ain't gonna have no mic. Now what?
No, for real.
Four.
Right.
You're bringing the signs right back.
Exactly.
I will say though, like seeing them change the helmets if somebody get hurt in the NFL game and change the
That
signal
happened with
caller,
Lamar this
Yeah.
weekend, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's a lot that be going on with that too.
Exactly.
It's a lot that be
So
going on.
imagine that with
You
one
gotta have,
guy.
like,
and
four
you got-
different dudes.
Yeah, them dudes
Hey
ain't playing
man,
100
but
plays.
listen, LSU got a thing where all the players got air conditioning or something in their helmets. If they could do that, they could put a couple of
I don't even know if
It's a-
that's true. I gotta see
I
it.
seen that. I seen that.
I gotta see it to believe it.
they are put. I don't know if it premiered this year, but they were definitely in talks of getting helmets to cool them down while they play, which I think is pretty cool. But maybe I'm just making the point. It's up to the university, I guess, to do it, not the NCAA. They not gonna help y'all.
That might be an NCAA thing.
Yeah, they might it might be one of those deals where like if Middle Tennessee State can't afford to do it, then we're not
Yeah,
gonna
That's
let
true.
Florida do it,
Yeah.
right? Like that might be one of those deals. I don't know.
I think
I
so
don't know.
too, because it's just so much. It's so many colleges, it's so many players, it's so many different like AA division. Like it's just so many different levels and tiers. Like it's kind of hard to kind of
Like imagine Morgan State trying to go to Alabama and play them. Like, you think they're gonna have a mic and that stuff? Like, probably not.
I don't think so, but maybe if like somebody was willing to make an investment in the Morgan State football program,
I'm just
Tyus
saying.
Bowser, just saying like maybe that could go a long way into making that happen.
Hey, who knows if I have?
Oh,
Ah.
you know that you're a big fan of all the local
Yeah.
schools. So.
You know what they could do? They could do something where all the playoff teams install like a signal caller for the playoff teams.
That would make sense,
They
right?
could do that.
They make a lot. And I think they're doing it for some of the bowl games at least, where they're doing like somebody's got a helmet thing. I was watching. I'm a degenerate. I watched a little bit of the bowl games this week. I watched a bit of the famous Toastery Bowl. Like that's how much of a problem.
I love college football, but not that.
Yeah, that's it.
much.
Trust me. I had to pull my.
Not that much, Glenn.
Get a hold of yourself. What are you doing with your life? Josh, you experienced Jim Harbaugh. Now you've experienced John Harbaugh. In what ways are they most similar? In what ways are they most different?
So ways that they're similar is just their bravado. I mean, literally. So it's funny because Jack Harbaugh, their dad, has came to the Ravens facility,
Mhm.
and it's funny because I've heard every story he said probably like 3 times. Like just being at Michigan, him coming to bowl games.
He's got
but,
a
like,
good Muhammad Ali story.
yeah.
You heard that one?
Yes, I
Yeah,
heard
there you
a
go.
lot of Muhammad Ali story. It was one boxing story that this dude, I remember we was at a bowl game in 2019 and he was about to uppercut one of my teammates in the face. Like, and he like, the dude,
8-year-old
like,
man,
playing,
still
like,
got it,
like, that dude got a lot of energy, but they, like, Jim Harbaugh and John Harbaugh, they both, like, have really, really strong presence. They both give great speeches. They both, like, know their history, like, to a T. And they will spit facts and knowledge and bring it all together and motivate you really, really well. I would say differences is John Harbaugh is a little bit more laid back than Jim Harbaugh is. That's kind of the only difference, but other than that, it's very, very similar.
John doesn't drink milk all the time the way that Jim does he?
I can neither confirm nor deny. I don't know.
Jim does give you the vibes of like he's a little intense.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You know, where
Intense, I mean like psychopath. Like he comes off like
and see, this is something that you might know because Jim Harbaugh has had footsteps here in Baltimore
Yep.
as well. So you kind of know him. But I would like to think, like his brother, there's been some evolution going on. And then you kind of see his speeches, and I'm like, but the one thing they got in common, they're gonna ask you, who got it better than us? And the answer is what?
Nobody.
there you go. There you go. You care about whether or not he stays or leaves at the end of the year? Is it like not my problem anymore? I'm out.
Look, I think Coach Harbaugh, Jim Harbaugh, like what he's done for our program is like that dude took us to heights we never thought we would take. We never thought we would be going from 2-4 to when my brother was there 2012 to 2015, losing to Rutgers. I mean, it was blew out. It was
Austin,
bad.
Maryland in there.
It
at
was
one
bad.
point.
That was before Jim Harbaugh got there, but just where the team has went to with his tenure, like night and day. We a playoff team now. We beat Ohio State. We didn't beat them in 10 years. I can say it proudly with my chest out now. I can say it proudly with my chest out. But no, but whatever is best for him, I would love him to stay, but whatever is best for him and his family, whatever he does next, that's up to him. So
What company has the expertise and technology to make your home substantially more energy efficient, comfortable, and even virus-free? It's AJ Michaels Heating and Air Conditioning in Baltimore and Annapolis at ajmichaels.com. Tyus, kind of a bit of a big game coming up
You
on
think?
Monday
Big?
night. Yeah, kind of a half important one, the way that I hear it. Do you have a sense like for how good the 49ers are? Like when they're right now when their key players are healthy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the, if not the best team in the NFL, and that's just out of respect. They got guys from everywhere. I mean, I can name them all, but it's too many. But that just tells you the type of team that they have, where they have weapons everywhere, and those guys is producing. Those guys is out there making plays, and it doesn't take much for them to just take advantage of that. And now you in the hole by 14, 17 points. So that's a team that we definitely respect, that we are, game planning real hard. And, I think it's gonna be a really good matchup. I mean, I was kind of thinking about it, earlier today. I'm like, man, this is a possible preview of the Super Bowl in my eyes.
Yeah.
The preview of the Super Bowl is like, shoot, two of the best teams, and firing all cylinders. And of course, during the playoffs, you just never know what's going to happen. But I mean, from paper, from what we've seen, throughout this entire year, I mean, these are the two best teams matching up right now.
This feels like a heavyweight title.
Yeah,
For sure.
This
literally.
feels like
Monday Night
arbitration,
Football.
right?
Yeah, absolutely,
Are you
absolutely.
annoyed playing on Christmas?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I am, but I think with it being the type of game that it is, it's one of those that you could be like, you know what, this is okay.
Like the whole country.
Right.
is going to be-
Exactly. This ain't us playing the Browns in Cleveland, and it's just one of those games that it don't even matter. We just wasting a day. This is the actual game that's going to really show who's the best team in the NFL during the regular season. And then from there, it's up in the air. So what's going to happen moving forward?
The 49ers have had their troubles with the AFC North.
Yeah.
They're 1-2. And look, people will sit here and say, oh, this and the third, because I believe Debo and Christian McCaffrey all exited the Brown game. Debo at minimum, two
Yeah, I think I
players.
remember that game.
Don't quote me there, but I'm somewhere in the right area.
Yeah.
I don't care about any of that though,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Loss is a
so
loss.
yeah, a loss is a loss, no matter how you spend it or whatever. Does it make you feel good in knowing that, because the AFC North is one of the best divisions in the National Football League, it is very much so a hard-nosed division, and it's a barn burner, is what they like to say. Do you feel like that gives the Ravens an advantage going into San Francisco, because they essentially play, their competition that they play 6 times a year
Yeah.
is already, just a hard nose, and everybody has a winning record so far.
Man, I mean, you look at who's in their division. I mean, you can only say so much about them, because I mean, a few of them have beat the 49ers, and they are all really good teams. But I mean, the 49ers has kind of really just put themselves out there to let you know that we are that team. And I can think back to when we played them here in Baltimore, and just the type of fight that was, and winning that at the end of the game with Justin Tucker. I mean, I feel like it's going to be that same exact type of game, where it's just going to be a brawl, like a Mike Tyson fight, man, and you're just going at it for 60 minutes straight. And it's going to be an exciting game, man. And I'm just looking forward to being a part of it, seeing it, and looking forward to coming out of San Francisco, with a great Christmas present.
That's what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Josh, the 49ers have a quarterback who was the last pick in the draft, right? And we were talking about, like, even last week, the path that Tylen's been through leading up to that moment, right? I know it probably hasn't been easy for you, right? Like making the team, then going through injury and then going through being cut for a minute and then practice squad. Is it inspiring to you to see other dudes that maybe didn't have a guarantee, that didn't know, Brock Purdy, that guy who knew what was going to happen? Now, he's in the running for MVP. Is that inspiring for somebody like you who hasn't been guaranteed anything in your career?
Definitely inspiring, and I'm gonna spin it. It's inspiring to see Keaton Mitchell come in the
Great
Ravens
point, right?
and do what he did in practice. The most wheel routes I ever seen in a practice. I'm just being honest. That dude was running so fast, and great player. But just to your point, it's real inspiring. As an undrafted guy, seen other like high picks, not drafted guys come and ball in this league. Like, it's real inspiring because it shows that anybody can succeed with hard work and dedication and perseverance, because that's what it takes to last, is being able to persevere. So it's definitely inspiring for
No
sure.
doubt, man. No
That's
doubt.
one of the things too that I respect about undrafted, players. I kind of had that same mindset. With me being a second round pick, I had that mindset of, regardless of where you was drafted, nothing is guaranteed. I mean, I've seen dudes who were undrafted that is beating out guys who was drafted. And I've seen a ton of guys who were drafted that's getting traded, that's getting cut, that's being waived. And it just lets you know that mentality of a undrafted free agent where every single day matters, regardless if you're on the field, not, taking care of your body, getting in the play, but everything is documented. And whatever you do is going to make an impact as far as if you stay in this league long or not. And, I have a ton of respect for this guy because I see him every single day in there, treating his body, working out, going out there and practicing hard. And, he probably never noticed that, but I mean, I'm a very observant guy, and I see him early in the morning, take care of his body, working out, doing everything that he has to make sure that he's prepared for the day. And, I got a ton of respect for this guy. That's why I said, man, just as far as what he's going to do in this league, man, the future is bright for him because he's doing everything that maybe 50, 60% of these guys in the league that don't do. And that's just one of those things where eventually you just continue to stay on and keep your head down, keep working hard, man. That time is going to come around.
Plus, we converted him to Obey Wings tonight, so like we
Yeah.
can
Well,
we
you
like it
already
even
knew
more,
about
right?
Yeah,
Obey.
with
How
ranch
about
too. Yeah.
Right? Oh,
He already knew about Honey Obey
Yeah, right.
before he got here. He was
Yeah.
already on some. I like Honey Obey, so
No, we good. We good moving
Yeah.
forward. Hey, before we wrap up, Reeta shared something with me. Tyus, we know
Yeah.
you're a religious person, and this is Christmas week, and they featured on the Today Show this week something about Johnny Shelton.
Yeah.
You guys
yeah.
team chaplain. I wondered if you could tell me like what he means to your group of guys. I'm not the most religious person on the face of the planet, but like we watch after games, y'all clearly are in together on this. Like we see y'all get together after games. Can you tell me a little bit about Johnny and the role that kind of faith has played with this team a little bit?
Yeah, I remember actually meeting Johnny my senior year or junior year of college. He came down to Houston to speak to us, and just from there, it was very inspiring to hear, just his words and just how much he believes, and him always being about community and just togetherness. And like I said, just time goes around, and then you get to meet him again, and we bring back that time again. It just shows you the type of guy he is, where he's always thinking about others. He's always trying to help others, be the best version of themselves, and always want to see people happy. Always wanted to pray for you. Always wanted to do whatever is needed to just help you in any type of way, form, or fashion. And it's a blessing to be around guys like that, because there's not really many good people out here who's willing to do stuff like that. So you gotta appreciate them, especially while they're here. And just love the guy, man. He just does so much for this team. And definitely looking forward to what he does more. But just a great guy, overall great guy.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Johnny is I just want to add too, like, he is one of the main reasons why I have really got stronger in my faith this year. talking to Johnny, you know, going to some Bible studies, going to chapels, just being around Johnny, his word, the way he teaches. He's a great person. It's like he's a part of some of the glue that hold, I feel like, the Ravens together, honestly. And he's done so much for me in my life. And I'm thankful for Johnny.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yes, love that.
Y'all make some noise one more time for Tyus Bowser and Josh Ross, please. We got one more of these to do for the regular season anyway. Then, you know, hopefully we'll be hanging out together until like mid-February. If we can make that work. Maybe do a live on location show in Las Vegas. We can
Hey, I'll be there. You already know
some of those details right now. We will be back together January 2nd, Mother's North Grill in Timonium. Hope you come hang out with us for that. Remember that if you or a loved one has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or go to helpmygamblingproblem.org for free confidential services. Josh Ross, thank you so much for coming out and hanging out with us, man. Really enjoyed it. Tyus, love you, brother.
Love you too, man.
Merry Christmas, man.
Merry Christmas, happy holidays.
Always appreciate you. Thank you all for hanging out with us. For Reeta, I'm Glenn. This has been the Tyus Bowser Show. Real quick. Last call, if y'all want to come up and say hello. If not, we'll try to get these guys out of here at a reasonable time and go to work tomorrow.